Chess, nonsense, and analysis. Yeah. Hi, dear viewers. And yeah, a very exciting broadcast I have for you today. Basically, in round five, Michael Simpson manages to beat this player here, Amdoni Zobaya, 22-26 from Tunisia. But what is significant about this win is that Michael actually gets his live rating over 2,200. And that was one of the requirements for the IM title to get, because he had scored the IM title. I think it was African Juniors or one of the events, if I'm not mistaken. And he had to get over 2,200. So he manages to do this in style in this game. Congratulations, Michael. And he then uh, official, so he was sort of an IM elect, and then now he officially gets the title because his live rating goes over 2,200. A brilliant achievement. And so what happens now is that he's bounced back in style, and actually now in the tournament, round six is going to be. So today it was a free day. So now, but what is interesting is round six, seven, eight, nine are all one game a day. So this is like the business end of the tournament. And yeah, it's going to be very tough because now everyone is going to be able to play with full energy. One game, not two anymore, and their preparation as well. So yeah, we're expecting some fireworks, but Michael Simpson has managed to yeah. Notice I almost said Michael Adams because he played in a similar style in round five to the super grandmaster Michael Adams. But okay, yeah, slip of the tongue. Basically, Michael Simpson is in the mix because the leaders, two leaders. I mean, Bassem plays with black against Pelachne from so two grandmasters will meet from Pelachne beat yesterday Adam Fauzi in a beautiful game. Yeah, Adam Fauzi played a very strange game. I mean, not theory didn't castle. I don't know what was happening with him. Yeah, I mean, his setup was weird, but nonetheless, his opponent managed to punish him. And it's also significant that this Pelachne won with the black pieces. So now he's got white against Bassem. And yeah, all to play for. We are going to be following that for sure. It's going to be very exciting, and especially now since the players had a day to rest and prepare. We're expecting fireworks. But on round board two, Michael Simpson is having black against Ahmed. Uh, yeah, so another player, I think 2,200 somewhere there. So he's got chances. Okay, he has black, but nonetheless, he has chances to handle. He has to just try, possibly not to lose if he can, and then. So before we go into the game, the ladies section, so indeed that disaster that was had befallen the South Africans was halted indeed because all three won. Yeah, so Jesse and Ansel won, and yeah, they are sort of clawing their way back into the event. The other Wafa sister lost, but the strongest one, who is Shruk Wafa, has 4.5 out of 5 because she drew with her sister. And yeah, she's the one that eventually we will see what's going to happen. So yeah, all to play for in the ladies section. Now let's jump back to the newly crowned international master, Michaelsimpson, and he played here this game yesterday. Yeah, let's have a look. So, okay, it's a Sicilian, Rosolimo, bishop b5, and takes on c6. Okay, very topical lines, h4, h5, e5, d5. Yeah, this position is very interesting. I mean, there are even moves here like f6, you know, and if queen e4, king f7, all these type of things are playable. Yeah, d5 is certainly an interesting move. It's not something I would pick uh, because but it makes sense. But because you wreck your pawn structure, but nonetheless, let's now go and say why. Why is black allowing this? Well, because black has got two bishops and two half open files. The B file is open, the D file is open. So black is going to use activity. And on the other hand, white doesn't have a wide squared bishop. So if black were to be able to play pawn to C4, either as a sacrifice or whatever, and imagine if black would play now directly, let's say pawn to C4, and then you play pawn takes pawn, then the white squares are more open, yeah? Let's say, for example, white plays g3. I'm just illustrating a point. Then, like c5, something like this, black can play maybe c5, yeah, and put, bishop castle, bishop on b7. The white squares are very weak. So there is some point to this, which explains why, of course, in this position, Michael plays knight a3, not to allow this setup. I don't like 97. I don't understand 97 at all. I think, okay, but of course the player has some idea, but the knight on e7 is coordinating nicely with the bishop, you know. So for me, I think why not play the same way? Like, for example, bishop c7, and then if knight c4, queen d5. This to me looks a little bit more to the point, because now we are pointing at the square f4, and okay, queen is active. We want to put our bishop. We want to play e5 if possible also, and this is more to the point, I think. Yeah, but it seems like maybe white wasn't expecting this setup. I mean, excuse me, black. Yeah. So he plays knight e7, knight c4. Okay, bishop e3, queen d5, castles long, and then yeah, bishop a6 is played. I don't know about bishop a6. It doesn't make a good impression on me, because it's rare that you will play. Look, this is your key piece. White doesn't have a wide square bishop, and putting it on a6, you're not going to exchange on c4. Does not make sense to me. I would try to play e5. Okay, just make sure that there's no tactical refutation, because it looks dangerous. White has castled and maybe e5. But okay, if I cannot play e5 now, I will wait and play e5 later. So yeah, but you see, this knight is mm, yeah, but I mean, I don't like bishop a6. Let me put it that way. But nonetheless, it's starting to be a difficult position for black. Black has not found a nice way to place the pieces. And knight a2 is a very nice move by Michael. Certainly defending the knight on c4, knight f5, and he sacrifices a pawn here. Very interesting. He stops knight d4 and sacrifices a pawn on g2. Black takes. So this position, I think, is an unclear position, and yeah, black must decide what to do here. There are two, what shall we call it? Options that black has: to defend passively, which is the one that he chose, or to play actively. And active play would be to, for example, castle long. What about the pawn on c5? So what? The pawn on c5 is more blocking black's pieces than anything, right? And you just give this pawn, shed it, and play this position. You know, I think this would have been certainly a better option for black. More play, more options. And knight on f5 is still quite a nice piece. Okay, white is better, but black is in the game, right? But it seems to me like Mr. Amduni it doesn't want to give any material, and look, he chooses to put his bishop on the square. There used to be a joke that we used to have when I was growing up, where a bishop like that we would call a pawn, a big pawn, because it's doing the duties of a pawn, protecting c5, nothing more. Okay, now a very nice move, bishop f4. And I like this, just this switch by Michael to realize that. And by the way, in this position, the opponent was in time trouble. I was watching this kind of sort of live-ish. I think there's a delay, but I was watching. Bishop f4. Now we want to jump into the black square. So some rook g5 possible and jumping in, yeah. So the opponent plays bishop d8. Yeah, now he's out of sorts. And Michael plays knight e5, bishop f6, pawn to c4, and yeah, knight to d4, he takes, queen takes d4, bishop g3. So the dust has settled. And for that, Michael has significantly improved his position because remember the white squares were the ones that were giving us some kind of headache. It's been taken care of. Pawn on c4, pawn on d3, beautiful. The pieces there. So this bishop is starting to be a problem piece because it's got it cannot get out, And I think white is definitely better. Very nice advantage. Yeah. Plays bishop b7. You see, what is killing him is that the opponent is this thing of not wanting to let go. He wants to defend each and every pawn, but this pawn is if he could shed this pawn, it would be a welcome thing because then the bishop would come alive. So I think he wasn't something not making a lot of sense. His moves, okay, rook d2, a5, a4. He was in time trouble here, and again, look at this move, rook a6. I mean, it's desperate, no? He wants to play rook b6, and then what? It's very desperate. It just looks to me like a very desperate move, really. I mean, possibly it's time to pull the queen back and try to get this rook into the game. I don't know. It's king f8, king g7. He didn't manage to coordinate his pieces, black. And rook e1, bishop c8, queen f3, rook b6, rook e4, queen d8. I like this idea. Now d4, now we're going for it. Now, yeah, Michael is much better here. Takes on c5, plays knight d3, and right here, the opponent made a blunder, yeah, rook b3. He wasn't very low on time, but even without this blunder, I mean, maybe what, queen e7. But I mean, look at this position. I mean, I play c5 and I put my bishop on d6. I mean, this is a great, big advantage for white, yeah. Anyway, played rook b3. Of course, his main idea is that if knight takes c5, then he takes the queen. But what if I take the bishop? Then, and yeah, that is it. So he took on d3, takes on g7, and now he can resign. So a very nice game by Michaelsimpson, and bravo, congratulations on earning the IM title through the live rating. So yeah, welcome, International Master Michaelsimpson. We should say congrats. And the tournament situation. Look, I think the most important rounds are always the last three, like 7, 8, 9. So tomorrow he should try to avoid a loss. And if he avoids a loss tomorrow, then I think then he's he's in the mix, and uh, then the other participants, what I was talking about before, the last broadcast, they will obviously start to respect him, and in some difficult positions, someone may suggest a move, a what's the word I'm looking for? A threefold repetition, yeah? Because you can suggest it in some difficult position when someone plays one move and not change the position, the other one does, and then then there could be some repeating of it's a draw of a silent one, and someone could suggest this if they start to say, okay, this guy can play. So a big game for Michael tomorrow. Very important for him not to lose black pieces. But he's had today to recover, to prepare. And yeah, we wish him the very best of luck to the newly crowned international master. And yeah, in the ladies section, let's hope that Jesse and Ansel will they need to score, I would say, two more games first. And then after they score these two more games, then the dust settles and they start to see possibly they'll be getting closer to Wafa to Shruk, Wafa Shruk. And yeah, then things could happen. Yeah. So yeah, all to play for. I'm excited. Tomorrow, a big matchup on board one. This Pelachne plays Amin Bassem, but with the white pieces. So very interesting, and he seems to be very well prepared. And yeah, let's see what's going to happen. So I'm excited, waiting for it. And yeah, please do keep an eye out. I'll be following, and yeah, you can follow the action then as well through this channel. So yes, do like, share, subscribe, please, and also comment, please. Give some variations, and maybe I missed something, and yeah, why not? Always welcome. And yeah, with that, dear viewer, I will bid you farewell for now, and I will say checkmate.